Assalamu alaikum. This is part 2 of the Underground Railroad. And you know what? Assalamu alaikum to everybody. And you know what? These are wonderful people that I have on. And you know what? They're going to tell you what their platforms are. But y'all saw that in part 1. But we're going to get on down to it. And you know, it's customary to let your guests make an introductory of themselves to tell you what their platforms are. We're Dr. Lee Warren. Thank y'all for accepting the invitation.
I'm Dr. Lee Warren. I'm the producer, me and my wife, of The Power Laden Man, or PLIM. It comes on every Wednesday from 8:30 to 9:30 on Channel 36. It is reshown Thursday morning from 10:30 to 11. To contact us or to email us, all that information, tons of information that's available on the website there at PLIM. That's PLIM. That's the letters PLIM, the number 2.org. PLIM number 2.org. And you can get all the information you got there. And then if you want to contact us by phone, 773-509-8124. Again, 773-509-8124.
And Brother Red Ross, please tell us when your show comes on.
Truth HD comes on Tuesday from 4 to 5 p.m. and Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. And also on Sundays at 8:30, it's called Pleasant Encounters in Hammond, Indiana. And every chance I get to try to do something on the Underground Railroad, I do that too. And Mickey's World, all those combined to help give a message out to the children. We try to feed you food for thought, because we done fatten our stomach up enough. It's time to blow our mind up a little bit.
And you know what? I got David Koss, my partner in crime. We don't commit no crimes to the government out there listening. But please, David, tell us about your platform and who are you?
Well, I'm from the cornfields of Iowa, living on Venice Beach, California for the moment. And I have discovered the new molecular south-spun electron fluid concept, which will take away your cancer, your heart attack, and everything else. Make so you live for up to 1,000 years this time around. But thank you, Clifton, for the introduction.
Okay. And tell us where your YouTube platform is again. www.youtube.com/C, as in Charlie, /David L. Koss. Mm-hmm. That's my page, and there's lots of information there for you to view and to digest. Okay.
Thank you, Clifton.
And I thank all of y'all for coming on. You know, and I have them on because you know what, everybody has different perspectives, and you know what, I think that it's good to be heard. I'm going to be doing more shows like this. You know, anybody from any of these little hate groups that want to come on. Let's get down with it. I'd love for y'all to come on and discuss the reason why you feel that way. And the love groups. Okay. But I want to say, you know what, to all of y'all, you know what, there's a clash of the titans right now. There's conflict going on with China in the United States of America. And I want to ask all of y'all, did Nancy Pelosi make the right decision by going to Taiwan and just disavowing what the president of China had to say? I said she had stayed away from Taiwan. Dr. Warren?
So you're asking a question about that? Well, personally, the way the policy has been set up, again, we're talking about a hegemony that has been set up by the U.S., and then there was an agreement with China to be a one China policy. Mm-hmm. In other words, Taiwan would be eventually part of China, the dragon. Mm-hmm. But they separated Taiwan out of that as the revolution there, and in 1945, Chiang Kai-shek moved to that island there, and they had really built it up. It is the world's technologically most advanced chip making in the world. Is Taiwan. The most advanced chips that are made. And if you look at all the, if you want to look at that's what runs the world, is these microchips. And the top experts in the whole world, if I asked you, if we divide in terms of race, how it would be, well, you'd find out that the Asians have conquered that. The whites are second. Well, we ain't in the game, and Hispanics, we ain't in the game. We ain't talk about us. See, because they never trained us for those type of situation. So that's the question you ask. Well, then now the problem is China wants that back. They want to take the whole thing back. So the problem is that the United States has a problem. They have said that they will back Taiwan against China. And yet there's a one China policy. So they try to have their cake and eat it too. So should she have won? My policy said no. That is a matter between Russia and Taiwan, and they should have to have worked it out. Because our founding fathers, Washington, told us we shouldn't be involved in a lot of these foreign countries like Ukraine and that. So then, but we have a hegemony. You see that globe there? United States own that globe. Most resources are all mostly have been controlled by us for a period of time, but that's been relinquished now because of China and Russia coming in, upsetting. So the world has been divided between East and West. And the powers in the East are rising, and the powers in the West are declining. That's what you're doing.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what side I'm pulling for, but leave that alone.
And that's all in the book of Revelation.
Brother Red Ross.
I'm with Dr. Warren.
I like to ask you something, Doc. You know what? Did Nancy Pelosi do the right thing and said, damn what the China president says, I'm going to Taiwan anyway? Did she do the right thing? Well, I mean, are the repercussions, is it worth it?
Ask yourself how many cars are being made and moved without the chip. I mean, I don't like to throw blows, but I can fight. Hey, you know where me and Dr. Warren come from, it's told that your dog is not in that fight.
That's right.
She brought a Chihuahua to a pit bull.
That's it.
I mean, I just try to cut it short because it's, you know, you have a beautiful show and there's so much intelligence and intellect in it. And Dr. Warren is speaking so spiritual that you might miss some things. That this fight is not even our fight.
Damn.
You know, the good and the evil is at another level. And the Creator in the Bible and the Quran says, I'll take care of this. Yeah. We losing sight of things because we thinking we could do something. This is just like the TV show here. If they take the cameras out, then you can't have a TV show. But if I ask for a camera and you don't have one, how can you give me one? So that's a part of me sliding in the reparations thing. You asking the people for something that they can't give you. Thank you.
Damn. You know what, David? I have to pose the same question to you. Did Nancy Pelosi, did she do the right thing by defying what the China president said? I think the China president made the statement, told President Biden, if you play with fire, you get burnt. Did she do the right thing by going to Taiwan?
No. Definitely no. No how, no way. And, you know, gentlemen, it's in view of all the bad things that have happened in the last 2 years or more, these things are just escalating. They're getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, Nancy Pelosi going over to Taiwan, that's another dumb move, but it's all planned out. Our leaders are making the dumb moves on purpose to get us in hot water.
That's right.
It's not gonna be fun, let me tell you.
That's right.
Damn. You know what? I want to go to Russia, because y'all know what we're talking about, global issues. I would like to ask you about Russia. Did the United States and NATO do the right thing by wanting or suggesting that Ukraine could come into NATO? And why is the U.S. involved in their war of sending millions of dollars to the Ukraine? But I'm asking all y'all those questions, but go ahead.
Well, we come back to the same question here. As our father said, we didn't spend, what, $40 or $50 billion into country that is trying to fight Goliath. And that's Russia. So that's really a total waste of money.
Yes.
And not only that, then they had the audacity. They put all these sanctions on Russia. Said, wait, whoa! Russia has 1/3 of the natural resources on Earth. Did you hear what I said? I said 1/3 of all the natural resources Russia have, and you gonna put sanctions on them. I said, you a fool, or just what are you doing? These are our politicians. Now, England England doesn't have any natural resources, never had for the last 500 years.
Okay, y'all hear that? Okay.
See, they were resource poor. That's why they went to Asia. Okay, now today they still resource poor. So the cheap resource of energy they got was from Russia, and they decided to boycott Russia. And all of this type of thing. And say, listen, Russia and Ukraine got to work it out. Now, y'all got to work it out. We ain't involved in that. See, but the problem is because of, again, hegemony. This is a white man's burden. He been calling shots, man. And power is hard to give up. Power is worse than sex, man. Okay. You can't give up power. You can give up sex, but you can't give up power.
Algorithms. We have nothing against white people. Nothing.
No.
Okay, go. That's me saying that.
Yes, sir.
YouTube. But go ahead.
You know,
I'd like to ask you, Brother Red Ross, same thing. Did the United States do the right thing by getting involved in the Ukraine? Man, we're sending billions, not billions, but millions over there.
No, billions.
Billions.
And all, we ain't talking about
And we
ours.
hurting in the U.S., but did the United States doing the right thing, bro? And why?
why would you be talking about homeless if they're doing the right thing? Oh, shit. These no-brainers, David, Dr. Warren, you, and the family, even the family of the engineers. Let's pay attention. I mentioned the shell game. You know, the P is never under the cup.
That's right.
Now, I remember I started out with the sleight of hand, the magic, the magician show.
That's it.
You're not talking about, and nobody's mentioning, the military installation they tried to set up in Ukraine.
That's it.
Next to Russia.
That's right.
You will get crushed playing with Satan. The name of his nuclear bomb is called Satan.
That's right.
Shaitan. I don't want to go to nuclear, Your show is just so beautiful, man. Listen, we need 12 shows.
No, y'all shows are beautiful.
Yeah. But the beauty is unity.
Okay, yes.
That's when they pay attention to you. You're unifying information here. You're bringing the minds over the matter. See, they say mind over matter. But in reverse, if you don't have a mind, does it matter?
And David, thank you. David, I'd like to ask you the same question. Is the United States, are they correct for even implying that they wanted the Ukraine in NATO and we're sending them, Dr. Lee Warren said billions of dollars. Is it justified?
Well, I'll tell you, Clifton, I work as a security guard at the Barrington high-rise apartments in LA, and we have one of our tenants there is a woman that's from the Ukraine, and she just returned to the Ukraine a couple months ago, and she got back and she told me personally her sister and her daughter is still over there, and she's worried that the Russians are coming in. But she said the problems over there stem from the financial dealings that Joe Biden and his son were involved with in the Burisma company. He said also there's chem labs over there established by the United States.
That's right.
That Russia's gone down to stamp out and destroy.
That's right.
And they've left all the nuclear facilities. They just shut them down, but they're doing it real strategically. They're trying to get rid of the Kasarian mafia, which is going just to the next country there, and that's the problem. They move into the countries and they take them over and they ruin them with the drugs, the chem labs, and also they're doing body parts, selling it on the international market. So that's what the news doesn't tell us, and that's what I found out from this Ukrainian woman that got back to this country and told me the whole story.
That old thing will be able to put on YouTube. But go ahead. No, YouTube is just, well, let me leave that alone.
Yes,
but anyway, That's why we got to get our own platform.
Yes, sir.
But anyway,
That's what it comes down to.
you know, I'd like to ask all of y'all, can the United States of America compete with China in mass producing products to give to the world? Because we all know that they can make products for much cheaper price, lower price. In the trade wars, can we compete with China? Yeah, Dr. Warren.
There's no way we could compete because of the, first of all, just in terms of wages, that their wages are much cheaper, much lower than ours, and then the environment, and then we have a lot of other legal things like workers' compensation. They don't have that. In China, you get to work hurt, tough luck. Somebody else comes in, we'll hire somebody else. See, and then you can't compete with that, even though they have the same technology that you have, and then you both have the same technology, lower wages, and they have none of the incumbent of environment issues and stuff. Ain't no way you can compete with them. No way. It's impossible.
Let me pose the same question to you, Brother Red Ross. Can't we compete with China? Can we?
I mean, let's stop playing. 10-1. We're not even in the fight.
I don't think I got that dough that made in America, but go ahead, brother.
10-1. Don't even pull your car up to the driveway of the racetrack. You already run over.
That's it.
They took off already.
That's it.
A train moving like lightning.
That's right.
They build with skill.
That's it.
They don't have misdirections. They don't have TV and the computers that they send us to distract us. How can you get in the room with somebody that made the computer? That's like a guy drive up to, I buy a Lexus and I drive up to the guy that sold it to me and I'm equal to him? Come on.
Say quit fronting, okay? You say quit fronting with your military power.
Please, please.
Okay. You know what, David? I know you had a different view. Can the United States compete with China in manufacturing goods? Can they? Can we compete with them?
No, we can't with manufacturing goods. They got it licked. But we can supply all the food and drink that they're going to need to do their manufacturing with. So that's what people don't think about. We have the very best here in this country, and we got to think about what we're doing here. We want hard products from other countries that we've invested in years ago, but we're not thinking about how to get it and what those countries need from us. And that's the food and the products that we can manufacture and do here. So it's just a matter of thinking your way through.
I think Dr. Lee Warren has said earlier that if you're seeing food, I think Dr. Lee Warren has said something like crops are dying and cattle are dying,
Exactly.
Well, the whole world, the whole ecological system, weather is messed up globally. But in a normal situation, you only got 2 or 3 bread baskets in the world. U.S. is the bread basket, Brazil, and Russia. That's it. You only got 3 of those are the 3 major bread baskets in the world. And if they're all down, you're in deep trouble.
Wow.
Exactly.
You want to comment on that, Red? You want to comment on that?
You know, it's such a great show that all of us, your panel, agree. This couldn't have been written up.
That's right.
I mean, this is what it is. This is divine order. But to have 3 men, 4 men, and your engineers agreeing on the same understanding, that's a level of, you know what that is. That's spiritual. That's way out there.
That's right.
And what David is saying and what Dr. Warren is saying and what your show is implicating is, are we paying attention? I've just wrote up what you call it when you're doing something for the people. It's something like
is it a case study?
A grant.
No, it's something like a grant, but it's for what it's for. What my title is AWL.
Okay.
Are we listening?
Did you know what? This is a two-part question to the panel. I would like to ask all of y'all, Dr. Lee Warren. Okay, we're losing jobs. I mean, there are a lot of service-orientated jobs, like working at a restaurant, baking a cake. But what do the people do about the loss of jobs? And there was a man named Mr. Yang who was running for president that suggested that there should be a universal payment made to everybody because of the economy. Do y'all, what do you, I don't know if you remember him. He suggested that there should be.
That's UBI. They're doing it here for the city. She's trying to do it for the city, Lightfoot.
So what is your assessment of that?
That's an utter impossibility. I mean, how can you, listen, people don't, we need common sense. We don't need the sophisticated computers.
Yeah.
You can't pay everybody not to work and have an economy and have the currency worth anything. See, it ain't never worked and it never will work. See, the problem is that basically the American economy is so shot, so you got to have all these crackpot ideas. All the jobs have been shipped overseas now. So the only jobs that are paying are your tech type jobs that are coding computers, all the Silicon Valley jobs. Those jobs are paying, average person making $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year out there. And there's not many of us in color. So now that is peeling out. So what do we have? And what most people don't understand and what's coming next is AI. Now AI, you think that basically
what's AI? Artificial intelligence.
That's artificial intelligence coming next, and then it shipped all the jobs out of America. Now what's left is AI.
I didn't think about that, Red.
You pick up your phone and the voice says, "This is a computer. We speak intelligently. We can answer any question you ask. Well, what do you want?"
Google.
So the receptionist for that phone, she's out of a job. The computer, the AI is running the whole, and in the next, 5 to 10 years, AI will take over just about everything. Now what we going to do?
I be asking Alexis everything, brother. Hey, Google.
Yeah.
So if you ain't fixing computers, making computers, designing computers, or someone to take industry, we through. And most of us of color, these schools, they don't teach this stuff here. Now, if you're in Winnetka, someplace, that's another story. So that's the problem we have, is that we have a deep problem with the restructuring of the economy that is really facing an AI coming down the line.
Artificial intelligence. And Red, I got to ask you the same question. There are people that are just losing their jobs, okay, because you know what? They went overseas because they work for less money.
Right.
What do you think, and should there be a universal payment? They're discussing that. Mr. Yang discussed the universal payment where everybody get paid. What do you think? What do you think, Mr.? I'm going to ask you that next, David. Go ahead.
You could do a pinch of that with the 40 billion and 30 billion you send over to Ukraine. There go your reconstruction payment. But to what Dr. Warren and David and me and you are saying and understanding, you had a picture on the show here that we sitting on about the New World Order.
That's right.
See, the New World Order is being interrupted by Russia.
There was the next question.
Oh, no, okay, well, I didn't mean to get ahead of myself.
No, go ahead.
Your pictures were so wonderful.
Yeah.
I just try to, if you talk about birds, then don't talk about eagles.
Right.
Because that's not, okay. Brother. No, I'm just saying, because I'm just trying to keep in connection with what you're saying and what you're doing, because it's so real. And and what Dr. Warren is trying to bring you to is just to think a little bit. The artificial intelligence, they paying farmers not to farm. Why? You don't even ask questions. You just go along with the program.
Good.
That's like when you sitting in certain places listening to people. They're soothsayers. They talk so soothing to you.
Damn. Y'all, I forgot the question. Damn, y'all. You know what, David?
UBI.
David, I got to ask you the same thing. We're losing manufacturing jobs, David. And you know what? Mr. Yang, when he was in the presidential election, okay, he suggested that there should be universal pay where everybody get paid. Whether they chilling out, relaxing, or whatever. What do you think, David?
I think that the what's happening with AI taking over rather quickly with the 5G and whatnot is this has been all planned out for 30 years.
That's right.
And it's just, we're just seeing it all now actually happening. There's no way to stop it. There's nothing we can do individually. The only way that we can overthrow this system that's taken us over is to elect people who are diametrically against it and will take action to overthrow it.
Okay.
If we vote in another Democrat or Republican, we're just going to get deeper and deeper into this problem, and there's no solutions with either of those parties. So
Okay.
that's the essence.
Okay, we got 3 minutes. I'm gonna give y'all. I hope y'all can divide a minute. I want the last minute. But Dr. Lee Warren, tell us where your show comes on. And
Again, the
We're
Plum
running
Show comes
short
on.
hey, I'm so happy you are a new visitor to our YouTube website. And did you know that most of the people that come to my YouTube website are not subscribers? And I thank you for all the subscribers. And I want you to look at a couple videos and comment and make some suggestions on our YouTube website. And not only that, I want you to watch, like, share, and comment. And there's a video right after this that shows you the content of what we do on this YouTube website. Thank you from United States, Chicago, Illinois. Thank you.
If you don't believe in conspiracy, then you shouldn't be looking at the Underground Railroad. The New World Order. Auction and Negro sales. $100. 40 years of Negro men Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Moon posting a flag and playing golf. There are three truths: the dreadful bitter truth, your truth, and the Clifton Bradley Underground Railroad's truth. We as the media, mission, and duty is to make you aware of what's happening in our city, community.
All aboard, come on up Clifton, and beat the drums.
are a new visitor to our YouTube website. And did you know that most of the people that come to my YouTube website are not subscribed? And not only that, I want you to watch, like, share, and comment. And there's a video. Thank you from the United States, Chicago, Illinois. Thank you.